Welcome to this week's edition of From the Monkey Basement. I'm Mike Mann, and I've got Chris.
That's me.
And Kane sitting here. No Adam. I wish Adam was here too, but he's not. We don't really have a lot to go on, but we're just going to see what happens.
All right.
But I did have a couple, a comment and a question.
All right.
First, Superman Returns.
Okay.
Horrible.
From what I remember, I mean...
Can go straight on the attack with that movie.
I mean, unlike Man of Steel, you know, my Superman was Christopher Reeve.
Oh, yeah.
But there was none of that iconic John Williams sound in the soundtrack to Man of Steel, which to me, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
And I noticed watching Superman Returns the other day. It was on TV, so I was like, might as well watch it. You know, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'll probably fall asleep to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it started, and I heard that iconic music. I was like, awesome. They got the Superman music in the movie. And then, you know, it has a little thing that says, you know, what's happened with Superman, where he went for 5 or 6 years or whatever. And it says like a scientist said that he thinks Krypton is still there or something. So Superman went back to Krypton. Krypton exploded. We know it's not there. But yet, he comes back to Earth in the same kind of big star-looking thing that he came to Earth in the old movies as a baby. How can he do that if Krypton is gone?
You posed it. That was probably that little plot hole right there that you
Plot
just
hole.
is probably one of the very reasons why that movie gets shit on.
There's a lot of reasons.
Well, Kevin Spacey was awesome as Lex Luthor. If you get the DVD of it, they show a lot of behind the scenes stuff with Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. He's driving a golf cart and he's got a little Superman like doll hanging from it, and he's going up with a megaphone to like all the production staff. And he's like, "Superman must die. Superman must die." So I mean,
I like Kevin Spacey. I mean, I didn't have a problem with him being Lex, but I never noticed that before. You know, maybe it's because recently I watched the old Superman, and he comes back to Earth first. I mean, as a baby, that was not a very big space for him to be in, even as a child. And then you're going to have this 6-foot-tall, curled up into that thing, which shouldn't be there anyway because Krypton got destroyed, and that's where that thing came from.
Yeah, and he came.
How did he get to Krypton to begin with?
Another big problem with that movie.
They never said how he got to Krypton. Did he fly?
They wanted to take over after the second Superman movie because we all love Christopher Reeves, but the third Superman movie that he did was terrible.
Which one was that?
That was the one with Richard Pryor. Any movie where Richard Pryor is not funny is already a problem.
Was there a Superman 4?
Yes, and that was worse than that.
Is that the one where he fights the guy in the yellow? Looks like
Yes.
Flash Gordon.
But
Yes.
he did have one of the best superpowers ever.
Oh my God,
the
Kane
laser
speaks.
beam. The laser beam where he fixes the Great Wall of China laser beam. That was great.
Which was that in?
That was
That
in
was the
4.
4. He looks at it, laser beam comes out, and oh look, it's fixed. Type of bullshit. Actually, it'd be good to have that power during Man of Steel, where he can destroy
Metropolis.
No, after the fight in Man of Steel, I got to point this out. Does the mayor just turn over to Superman and go like, "Fuck you, you didn't save us"? I mean, they seriously destroy 80% of Metropolis with their fight.
They fucked it.
They might as well just let the terraformer do its damage.
Yeah, really.
It did less damage.
I heard somewhere, and I don't think it was from you guys, but I heard somewhere that if you read a lot of the Superman comics, that shit happens all the time. They just destroy the entire city.
Yeah.
In like 3 pages in the fucking city's level.
Yeah.
When you watch the cartoon and the movies and shit, you see that all the time. You see them completely annihilate most of a city, and then nothing after that. You're like, how did
the thing with this? Like, so when I first went and saw Man of Steel, we come up to where the scene where Superman's destroyed the terraformer, both terraformers, and you don't know where Zod is. Then I'm just sitting there like, no way. We are not going to have Zod in this and not have a kick-ass
Wasn't he
Superman.
supposed to get like sucked in? Didn't they think he got like sucked into the black hole that the terraformer destroyed or whatever?
I think.
Or caused
But
or whatever.
remember, at the end, he's standing there and he's just touching that dust of what used to be, Krypton and all that type of stuff. Which I'm watching. I'm like, we are not going to get away with having this fucking movie, this Superman movie, having Zod in this, and not have a good old-fashioned Superman, crazy-ass, city-destroying Superman versus Zod showdown.
Oh,
and it ended
hell
up
no.
happening. It had exceeded our expectations. But then here's the thing. The directors...
and then some.
Yeah, the directors and producers of that were in a lose-lose situation because as soon as they did it, everyone's like, well, Superman wouldn't do that. Superman wouldn't do that. That they destroyed half of Metropolis, and everyone's complaining about it. It's like, look, it's a comic book. B, it's
if you go to Metropolis, it's still there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Somewhat.
Don't know how.
it's not real. I mean, it's like you were saying, like something got brought up in the last one I was listening to, the new 52 one we did today.
Yeah.
And it's pencil and ink.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Well,
but I mean,
I remember exactly what we were talking about. The Harley Quinn redesign,
right? That's exactly it.
which was her newer outfit's a little bit sluttier.
Actually, it was the some girl, and Adam was like, "Oh, she's 15."
Starfire.
No.
It was a Batman.
It was
character.
Spoiler. The girl that was Spoiler.
Sophia Robin.
Yeah, Sophia Rob.
Yes.
Look,
And Adam was like, "She's 15." You're like, "No, she's not." And I was like, "She's pen and ink."
yeah,
all
she's
she
not
is.
real.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: comic books are written by guys.
When you
like
look
me.
at it, she's not 15.
Basically, what comic books are supposed to do is get your like kind of an initial first spot. There's a lot of very intelligent, well thought, well written comic books out there, and they need their time in the sun. But there is certain comic books that don't need to be, the writers don't need to be looking for plot holes. They don't need to have some sort of bigger meaning. They're just cheesecake. Like, I'll give you an example, Danger Girl. Danger Girl is pretty much an excuse for the guy who created it to draw women with large breasts and big asses. It's basically if the James Bond girls were a secret agency. That's it.
Oh, that's what Danger Girl is?
Yeah, and it's, there's over-the-top goofiness. It's kind of like, you remember the old cartoon James Bond Jr.? Instead of James Bond Jr. being in that, if it was, and people die in this, but it's not gruesome deaths like in anything Garth Ennis writes. But, people die. Not a lot, but it's kind of like, it's almost a PG-13 thing. Yes, it's sexual and stuff, but it's not so
Something
over
they
the
would
top.
probably play today on Adult Swim.
Yeah. And that's the thing, it's just goofy entertainment. It's not like 100 Bullets or, something like Preacher or something like that, or like I was telling you earlier about the book called The Bunker, where you're supposed to start really thinking as soon as you get into it. It's just bracing the surface, and comics either do that or make you really think.
Yeah.
That's really it. And I know I'm one of those few guys that when I start to read stuff and there's girls barely scantily clad, I don't complain because most of the comics are written and drawn by people like me that like to see half-naked chicks. And I do, Gail Simone a while ago, she's a brilliant writer, one of probably the best female writers
We
there
talked
is.
about her on the last episode. I think she was the one that got fired.
Yeah, from Batgirl.
And then
Batwoman.
Everybody went insane. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
brought her back.
She wrote, how she became kind of famous was there was a point in the early 90s comic books where women were either the spouse of the superhero or the girlfriend of the superhero, and they usually ended up getting killed brutally. Well, there was this one, it was
Wow.
I know, it's kind of shitty place for women to be in comics, or they were a tramp. Unless you're Wonder Woman, that's where you went into. There was this point in comics where Green Lantern had a girlfriend, I think it was Hal Jordan or it was Kyle Rayner, I forget. Some villain stuffed her in the fridge, like mangled her up, and then Gail Simone wrote an internet article
Damn.
about how she's like, oh, now women are just reduced to being in refrigerators. So I get the idea.
Somebody wrote an article saying that?
Gail Simone. That's what put her on this.
Oh.
That's one of the things that kind of put her on the scene, made people start talking. But the thing is, though, and I do agree that sometimes the characters need trauma to maybe make them move, or drive them. And that whole thing, that drove them. If it's another story like Catwoman where her new boyfriend gets killed like that, hey, I'm one of those guys, I don't sit there, because I do write stuff or come up with stuff, I don't sit there and go, hey, geez. And I think most writers think this way. Hey, geez, who am I going to offend if I write this? Who am I going to do? They just do.
Yeah.
And
I mean, no matter what you write, you're going to offend somebody with something,
I say,
regardless. Huh?
Screw it. Oh, I'm offended. Well, go fuck yourself. How about that?
Yeah. I like that motto. Go fuck yourself.
How about that? But and at that point, it was just too common. They needed to do something different besides hacking off most chicks and using them for sex objects.
You even said the early comics. I mean, the woman always ended up dead anyway.
Yeah.
Like in Superman. Or not Superman. Spider-Man, where he ends up offing his girlfriend on accident.
Spider-Man did?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gwen
Who?
Stacy.
Gwen Stacy.
Really?
The first Spider-Man movie where Green Goblin has that thing full of kids, and he has his girlfriend. He tosses them off. Spider-Man shoots his web, and it goes around her throat and hangs her. And
Well, no, what it does is it catches her, but the impact, the instant stop, stabs her neck.
that's right.
Damn, why didn't they put that in the movie?
Well, I get why they didn't put that in. Again, I would have loved to seen it, but those Spider-Man movies they're trying to gear them more towards kids,
Right.
And
Except
now
for
we're
emo Spider-Man.
and now the new Spider-Man movies are trying to gear towards people like us. Well, the thing is,
But Gwen Stacy wasn't in the first. Well, she
Two.
was in the third one, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was obviously they did that. They shoehorned her in there, just like they shoehorned Venom in there.
They shoehorned her in there, and she really didn't play an integral role.
No,
All
She
6
didn't-
seconds of Venom.
She didn't do anything.
yeah, she didn't.
I liked Venom in that.
Yeah,
I
she
thought-
did look good though. Gwen Stacy did.
Yeah.
she did.
I liked that movie.
It's not that bad.
I mean, I didn't watch it because I listened to everybody else. Just everybody's opinion, like, oh, the third one sucked. But, Adam let me borrow it. And I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I have certain issues with it. It's like Superman Returns. It's not great.
Yeah.
If you go into
It's not the first Spider-Man movie.
yeah,
The first one with Tobey Maguire, I mean, that's what we had. I mean, now, to me, Amazing Spider-Man, the first one, it was just fucking awesome.
Mhm.
The one with, what was it, Andrew Garfield?
yeah.
That one's great. That one's better than the first one with Tobey Maguire.
See, I like the first one with Toby better.
I like them both, but I mean, when the one with Tobey Maguire came out, it's like, wow, this is fantastic, because we didn't have anything like that. I mean, I think that was that out before X-Men?
What
The first
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
That came back out in it was around 2000. It was shit. It came out in like 2001.
Did it?
Yeah, around.
X-Men
No, it came
came
out
out
2002. Because,
X-Men came out in like 99 or 2000, didn't it?
Yeah. So
I don't know, man. I'm torn. I think I did see X-Men, but I wasn't like a comic fan, and I wasn't just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. But Spider-Man came out, and that's like a character that everybody knows.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody even the world that's not free knows who Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
And that's what we had, and he's swinging from building to building. Well, actually, yeah, I think Spider-Man did come out after 2001.
yeah,
Because they had shots in Spider-Man, the first one, that had the World Trade Center in it, and they ended up, before releasing it, taking them all out.
yeah. What was it? It was like one of the trailers or
Yeah,
something
it's on
like
YouTube
that,
actually. You
Is
can
it
find
really?
where he stops a helicopter by shooting
between the towers.
Yeah, and stopping it like that.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah. But
America.
the thing about like I'll give you like 5 superhero movies that everyone hated. They're not really as bad. There's some comic book movies that are as bad as everyone says they are.
Last Action Hero.
That movie sucked.
That movie was awesome.
I'll give you a movie. I'll give you.
He's like, moving on.
I'll give you a movie.
Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin universally is shit.
I almost vomited.
The newest Ghost Rider, the second Ghost Rider, that movie sucked my dick.
Which one? The second one?
Spirit
Both
of
Ghost
Vengeance.
Riders sucked.
The first one's not good, but it's not nearly as terrible as it gets its rep for.
Only reason is because that's the first time you see Ghost Rider in a movie.
No,
That's what I think.
There's a motorcycle on fire with
There's
a
a lot
skeleton
of-
on fire driving it. I'm in.
But
There's
Nicolas
the first
Cage.
one. Well, he's not even that bad in it because he doesn't go over the top. The only time he goes over the top
But
in
you-
that movie
but you know
is
what?
when he should. Not like every other movie where he goes over the top all the time.
For no fucking reason.
Except for, what was it? Face Off. That was great.
Yeah, Face Off was great.
He went over the top
And we loved him for
perfectly.
it.
I mean, there's no other way to play that character.
Yep.
But Ghost Rider, I mean, I forgot where I was going.
But a lot like Green Lantern. I remember when Green Lantern the movie came out. I was so excited for it because it was now time because Marvel had been owning a lot of the share of the comic book movies. So I was like, hey, DC's going to come in and they're going to clean house. And everyone's like, oh, it's terrible, it's terrible, it's terrible, it's terrible,
What,
it's terrible.
Green Lantern?
Yeah, so I finally break down and watch it with Adam. I'm like, this is not half as bad as everyone said it is.
I thought it was good.
And the
Same
thing
here.
was,
But you know what? Like I said, I wasn't joking when I said I liked Last Action Hero. I mean, to me, it's kind of a cool concept. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
And they walk into a video store and you see Sylvester Stallone dressed up as the Terminator.
yeah,
And I'm like, I'm sold, man. I just thought it was great.
the thing about Green Lantern that I think made so many people dislike it so much is it's campy. And the thing is, Green Lantern's not that serious. What happened is we go.
I mean, that's Hal Jordan, the way
Yep.
he is.
yeah,
I mean, I think Adam said that like a lot of people were pissed because he wasn't all
broody. He
brooding
wasn't
and
Batman.
like
It's the
Batman.
Batman effect.
Yeah.
Everyone wants it to be dark and brooding like Batman, and certain people are not.
When I watch a movie like that, any kind of comic book movie, I want it to be plausible.
yeah.
I mean, even though we know that shit's never going to happen. There's not going to be a kid with webs shooting out of his wrist, swinging from building to building. You know,
unless he's just 16 years old and he's starting to notice women.
that's different. But you know, the Green Lantern thing, that's never going to happen. There's no Batmobile. I mean, but if you can make it plausible, make it like realistic, I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I didn't think Green Lantern I didn't think was that bad. Ghost Rider I didn't think was
Horrible.
The first one wasn't that bad. The second one was shit.
I never saw the second one.
Oh.
And there's parts in if you know Nicolas Cage's work,
Mm-hmm.
there's parts in Ghost Rider where you can hear it in his voice like he's going to chew the scenery and he doesn't. But you could just hear it in him like this is going to happen. Like he wants to do it, but he's trying to play it serious. You know what I mean?
I love how you said he's going to.
I mean that's Nicolas Cage, man. That's what he
Yeah.
does.
I just hate what they did to Blackheart.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Free.
I think you were telling me about
Yeah.
that.
What was it? I had a game called Marvel.
I think you said he
Arcade.
looked like he worked at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
He did. Fucking, I
I'm
played
never
the
gonna be
game
afraid of
and
the
he
Hot
was
Topic kid.
awesome. He was like a badass, like demon king that I played as.
Does he kind of look like that in the movie? I mean, in
No,
does
not
he-
even close.
Does he
Not
look like
even
that in the
remotely
books?
close.
No, he looked like.
Is Blackheart a vampire?
No,
No.
he's
Oh,
a.
he sure the fuck looked like it.
He
he's
looked like
a
He
a
looked like
demon.
he should have been part of the Twilight movie.
Yes, exactly. That's why it was horrible. Fucking, he's a fucking demon, like a strong, like demon who attacks using other demons.
Now,
That was awesome.
In the books, does he have a human form?
Not really.
I've
No,
seen
he's just all
Blackheart
demon.
all demon wearing a suit. So
Nice.
not even
Yeah, it looks awesome.
So they basically pissed all over Blackheart in
I gotta
the
look
Ghost
him up.
Rider. You got it,
And
dude.
then-
He looks sweet.
When he absorbed the souls, I was like, all right, now they're going to have him look demon on it. All right, I'll give him that. They're going to
And
make him look
he
demon.
doesn't.
And all he did was fuck up his mouth a bit.
Yeah.
You. No.
And the second one, they don't even call Mephisto. They call him something else. And it's not even. There's a couple decent points with the first one. Eva Mendes is
Sexy as hell.
the guy who plays what's his name from Easy Rider, who plays Mephisto in the Ghost Rider movie. What's his name? Not Dennis Hopper or Nicholson. Fuck, I forget his name.
In Ghost Rider,
Yeah.
what's his name, man?
Oh, that's an IMDb question.
Yeah, I've got the app.
So do I.
But he was good
Sam
in it.
Elliott.
No.
That's not Sam Elliott.
No. Sam Elliott was the caretaker.
Hang on. I'm looking that shit up now.
That's what I'm doing right now too. Oh, wrong button.
Like I said, it's whenever Ghost Rider was on screen, he was
Sam
good.
Elliott.
No, that's the character. I'm talking about Mephisto from Easy Rider. The guy who played Mephisto, the devil, the father of Blackheart.
Oh,
I thought it was
the devil that he signed the
Yes.
contract. I thought that was Walker.
Was that Peter Fonda?
Peter Fonda, that's it.
Wow. Donald Logue was in that movie?
Who?
Donald Logue?
Who's that? Is that Blackheart?
No.
Blackheart
This
was
guy.
Yeah, he's in that movie. He dies, so I mean, I
dies.
just recognize him because I know that face and I know it disappearing very quickly. in that.
Oh, he was the father, right?
No, that was Nicolas Cage's best friend who dies.
Um,
He dies. Just
Wait,
kinda
are we
like
talking about the first one or the second one?
first one? The second one you don't even want to go into.
Yeah, that one.
That movie sucks.
I thought they would have vengeance in it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they didn't want to do anything cool,
Yeah.
obviously. And the worst part about that second one, it's just like the fucking directors didn't know when to put the camera on the action. It's like it's that
In the second one?
yeah, and it's that same shaky ass. Here's the action: two guys fighting, and what they're focusing on is the fucking feet of the guys fighting. It's like, look, show me I want to see a face punch.
Yeah, that's what I would have wanted to see.
Yeah,
Doesn't that look sick?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's
and they didn't do that.
no. They had fucking.
There's
emo-
here's the
fucking-
thing: if it's rated R, we'll go see it. Maybe some kids won't, but we will. You know, they'll probably.
I'll see it multiple times if it had him in it, right? Just because. Just fucking look at that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another one of those combo characters
And
that
they
studios fucked up.
They made him look like a Twilight
They
character.
made him look like a bitch.
Cool. Ooh. I'm so scared of Edward Cullen.
Oh, look at me
Ooh.
sparkle in the light.
The question I had, I'm sitting here, I'm reading this Punisher book we talked about,
Uh-huh.
but it says that his friend Micro
Microchip, yeah.
returns. First, who is Micro and where did he go?
Microchip is
You being the Punisher.
he's basically
aficionado.
like the right hand man of the Punisher. He's like this kind of tech guy.
This seems like it's like way far in the future to me. But like I said, I've never read anything from the Punisher. It seems like they said like his little boy would be like 33 years old at the time of this book.
That book, anything in the Max series is taken into a different continuity than anything you read in normal Marvel.
Oh, okay.
And the reason is the Max series is straight up for
Adults.
18 and up. Yeah.
Because it says explicit content right on the front.
Oh yeah. And when you delve into that fucker, you see what.
Oh yeah.
And
It's very bloody.
That book is violent. I can tell you at least 6 other books that make that look like a walk through the park. And some of them are those
The
other
Crossed.
Punisher books. Yeah, the Crossed.
I love the crossed.
The Crossed is so over the top and nasty that at one point Tiffany, my fiance, is reading it and she's just laughing at some of the crazy ass shit she's seeing in there.
I do not. Love
There's
the
one.
Crossed.
Okay, so I got one book from the Crossed. It's called Family Values. And basically, what the Crossed is they're like zombies. It's a outbreak of insanity. It's kind of like the Crazies. Only thing is everybody who's gone nuts is marked with a big cross-like rash on their face, and they do all kinds of crazy stuff: mass murder, rape, and all that type of stuff. Well, this family and Family Values ranch family, that horse ranch family, The main character is this like 20-year-old girl, and her father's the head of the ranch. Well, he's also a pedophile who rapes his own kids. Well, the crossed attacks, already nasty. And it starts off with her going up to her dad's like, hey, maybe you need to quit raping my sister, and they get in a big fight right before the crossed attacks. Well, they end up fighting off the cross.
The cross is one individual?
It's a bunch.
So when they say the cross, they mean
like the walkers or the zombies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the cross end up attacking, and they get away and they go to another area with the father and all that type of stuff. Well, they get one of their daughters who she's been infected. She's like 16 years old. And two people that they have that are infected,
So are they like zombies? Like
yeah. Well,
if they're infected, that's it. They're done.
Yeah, you might as well kill them. But here's the thing: they're not like zombies in the aspect of, they can live through anything.
They're not Walking Dead.
Yeah, you shoot them in the head, they're dead. But you cut off their head, they're dead too. You're not going to have one trying
most of the time.
Yeah,
though.
and well, not most of the time. At one point, because that's one of the theories of that in Family Values. The whole family in Family Values is sitting there going like, well, they're eventually going to start eating each other up, and they don't. They become more united. Well, they have these two strapped down. One's a 16-year-old girl, and she's pregnant, and she's infected. I think her dad's actually the father. Or what? Yeah, it's already nasty.
Wow.
Somehow she breaks through. She breaks through the restraints, and she rips open her own stomach and starts to try to eat the baby. So it's kind of like,
now, is the baby infected already?
At that point, neither one of them lived long enough to explain that. But they go on very basic carnal needs. Eat, doesn't matter what it is, human or whatnot.
Produce.
Fuck, produce. Yeah, it's a nasty book, but there come certain points where you're like, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but I am.
It's one of my favorite.
It's a comic book.
Yeah.
So laugh. And it's just entertainment, man.
Yeah,
like
well,
I said
that's the
before,
thing.
it's just entertainment.
I have friends that are into comics. They're like, "Oh, that's too far." What? It's like comics are around solely
it's
to
just
get a pass.
Story.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: when you have TV, film, an honest truth is TV and film are plagued with all kinds of fucking bureaucracy. You can't do this because of this. We can't do this. Comics are a kind of a way around that.
Yeah.
And you get an unfiltered story.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I read them. I don't read comic books just because the guys and the girls and the guys in the tights and shit like that. I've been reading a lot more like Preacher and stuff like that, where there's no superheroes.
A lot more like almost like realistic stuff instead of superhero stuff.
Yeah. And originally the EC comic books, these were the company that did the Tales from the Crypt. They did all these kinds of crazy ass violent comic books back in the day, and then a book was written by a therapist called The Seduction of the Innocent. And that book basically claimed that comic books are the reason why kids are doing all these bad things, all that type of stuff.
When was that written?
I forget. But it basically...
Recent?
No, not recent. Not recent.
Oh, I was going to say,
like,
how
this
about
the 50s.
The internet, fuckers?
Mm-hmm. Well, this was written in the 50s, and our anti-communist Congress and, elected officials, the guy who wrote the book's a socialist. So the fact that they actually let him go up there and speak bewilders me. I guess that whole fuck the commies thing works only when it comes to shit that they like. Fuck the commies because we want to be rich assholes.
They're just trying to find an excuse.
Yep.
To blame, I don't know, to explain why kids act the way they do.
Here's the truth.
Like
art,
my kid's a prick. And he's never read a comic book. He's just a prick.
Here's the truth. Art reflects the world. Okay? The world's shitty, and you don't like what you're reading and you see in a comic book, then make it a fucking better place. Until then, shut the fuck up. That's the honest truth. We live in a fucking shitty-ass planet. We do. Where fucked up shit happens on a day-to-day basis. A lot of people who are deemed good are really fucking lowlifes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people
like
who are
most politicians.
Yes. A lot of people who are deemed bad, like me, are actually decent people. So our world is
people
fucked
judge
up.
you by the way you look.
Yes.
Because you look crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean,
blame the beard.
So do I. But I mean, I got that shit when I'm sure people look at me like I went swimming at the Y today.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 tattoos on my chest. I get looks all the time.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just because I have tattoos. People look at that shit. When I was younger, I had long hair and, boots and trench coats, and I never got into trouble. I didn't drink. I didn't do drugs.
Yeah, same with me.
But people judge a book by its cover.
And the thing is, we're coming to a point.
If
with
I could
our
grow
world,
a beard like that, I'd do it in a fucking heartbeat.
Speaking before we get on, I gotta make a joke about chest tattoos. Not that your chest tattoo is bad; it's probably quite good. You know who Brock Lesnar is?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen his chest tattoo? It's like the hand. It's a sword. And it's like a handle, and the handle ends right between his pecs.
Oh.
It looks like he's constantly being titty fucked. Me and some friends were watching a WWE pay-per-view, Extreme Rules, and it was Lesnar versus Cena. Match was awesome, but someone kept pulling out. It's like, man, it looks like his titties are getting fucked. I'm like, wow.
My tattoos are my kids' footprints and their name and birth date, but I added, like, for my daughter, like, her theme for her. When you have a kid, which you don't know this because you said you'll never have kids. You decorate the room in a theme.
Yeah.
And ours was like ducks for my little girl. So I got the rubber duck tattooed on my chest. My wife's like, you better never go to prison. But, I mean, if it was just a rubber duck by itself, I could understand, but it's not. And the other one is like a dog that actually came from one of my kids' sleeper outfits.
Mm-hmm.
That I took a picture of it and sent it to my tattoo artist, and he copied it. If you go to Twitter @FromTheMonkey, you can see that picture of me. I got drunk and during the podcast, sitting right here, took my shirt off. A guy took a picture of it and put it on Twitter.
But
you never did answer my question though
about the microchip.
Who he was and where did he go?
More so in that. I can't really remember in that series, but in the overlong series of Punisher, Microchip was pretty much his sidekick. Was his, I wouldn't say Robin, I would say
his
more
Oracle?
like his Whistler. Yeah,
I don't know who Whistler is.
From Blade, the old man from Blade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what
I
Micro
think that's
was.
Sam Elliott too.
No, Chris Christopherson.
I knew that. I was going to say that next.
Micro is only he's younger, fatter, and nerdier looking.
Yeah, he is. But I think he ends up dying. No, he doesn't. He had a bulletproof vest on. But one made it through. But it says in there that he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
He returns. Do you know where he went?
I have no idea.
Especially
I
a huge
am
Punisher fan.
I
what
am.
the fuck, man?
That book I've read once in the beginning. It was a while ago. The other books afterwards that Garth Ennis did was the ones I can tell you a lot more about, like Man of Stone,
Barracuda.
I
love Barracuda.
Barracuda's fucking hilarious. There's a funny ass line.
Is there a part in the original continuity? Because this is not doesn't follow the continuity of that time. Is there something that happened to Micro in that continuity that he did disappear for a while?
That's more so what it is in that continuity.
What happened to him in that?
You don't see him after most of that.
Oh, after this book?
Yeah. I mean, he's not in Slavers. He's not in Up is Down, Black is White, Up is Down, that one. He's not in Mother Russia. Barracuda. He's not in that. That one again is fucking hilarious.
I love Barracuda.
But in most of the other ones, he's not in them. I think he did take at one point a sabbatical. Because running around. I mean,
because in this he looks like an old man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he looks. I mean, Punisher even looks old, but
yeah,
I'd say 50s.
There's
balding.
A couple other Punisher books from that line that Garth Ennis did that I just forgot, and I just now remembered. Then when we were looking for that, when they had the books on there that you need to read, they don't have them listed on there. It's Punisher Born and Punisher Valley Forge. Punisher Born is about basically Castle when he's in Vietnam.
Yeah, they mentioned that in there.
The book, it's I mean, my all-time three favorite books are Killing Joke, Slavers, and Born. Born's now almost starting to overtake Slavers. But in the whole Preacher series and Watchmen stuff. But it's basically at one point the whole camp is getting overrun by Viet Cong, and Punisher's taking out all the Viet Cong with his own hands. He's somehow
barehanded.
Yeah, at one point he's fighting them all with his bare hands. His whole team, everyone's getting slaughtered.
And they put his ass in space. Jesus.
Don't get me started on that. That was the single dumbest shit I've ever read.
Punisher in space.
You don't know. I get Machete because there's the new Machete movie that's going to probably be coming out after Machete kills Machete in space.
Are you kidding me?
That
kid you not.
awesome.
I really want to see Machete killed.
I own it. It's all right. It's not as good as the first one, but it is way more over to the top than the first one, and it's funny.
Is Steven Seagal in this one?
No.
Did he die in the first one?
Yes.
You gotta let me.
This
borrow
one, the
that.
villain in this is Mel Gibson, and he's pretty.
It's funny. Charlie Sheen's in it too, but they call him
Charlie Estevez or something like that. Carlos Estevez.
Carlos Estevez. I was going to say, I know they don't use Charlie, but
Yeah.
Carlos Estevez. I wonder if he's doing that to try to make people think it's not him, or he just did that because it's more of a Hispanic name, and Machete is Hispanic.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be, pro-Hispanic, goofy, grindhouse propaganda. So, in most of his movies, the Hispanics are saints. The white evil people are white evil people.
Danny Trejo, I love that man. He's awesome.
There's a scene in Machete Kills where he's got like this grapple gun and he shoots it at a helicopter blade while it's going on. It catches and it's got a rope. He's holding on the rope. He's got 6 guys chasing after him. He starts to fly around the helicopter holding that thing, and he decapitates all.
Oh, bullshit.
Fucking hilarious.
Bullshit.
Awesome. There's numerous points you're watching that movie, you're like, bullshit.
There's a part in the trailer that I call bullshit, but it was cool when somebody threw something at him, a blade. He caught it, takes it, and throws it back.
Oh, man.
He was on one of Kevin Smith's podcasts.
Oh, really?
With Jason Mewes. It was him and Jason. Jay Mewes. They know each other. And he did a little interview with him. That guy, you look at him and I wouldn't say anything bad about him sitting right here without this recording. Mm-hmm. Because he looks that intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
But he's like 5'2".
Oh, yeah.
And he's just a little guy. But he just looks dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But he's one of the coolest, nicest people. Hearing him in this interview, he came to his first movie set as a drug counselor to counsel one of the actors.
Yeah.
And one of the people on the production saw him, and it had a prison element. He was in prison. He only went to prison once, but if you look at him, you're like, that man's probably been in prison most of his life. But he hasn't. And, he started out as a drug counselor after he got out of prison.
Yeah, he also trained, I believe I was told he trained Eric Roberts for the Best of the Best movie with the martial arts.
Too.
Danny Trejo is the shit.
He was in Sons of Anarchy for a while.
I don't remember him on that.
He played, I forgot his name, but, look at him. He played the drug cartel, part of a, leader of a drug cartel, obviously. He wasn't running the local bistro. He was a drug dealer. But
there's a video on YouTube. It's the mini deaths of Danny Trejo, and what it is they take all of it because he's died. Watch Mojo did this countdown, the top 10 actors who've died the most on screen. He's on that list. They take all of his deaths from the B movies and the good movies and stuff, and they just put them all in one big sequence when he dies and stuff. Sean Bean's also on that list. He's died an assload of times.
I've heard of him, but
who's Sean Bean?
He was the guy that got all the arrows to his chest in Lord of the Rings, the first one. Got all the was it Bargon or Bar? Or
oh yeah.
I only watched that movie one time.
They're good. All 3 of those movies are good, but you can only watch them in one setting because they're so fucking epic.
Oh, and it's. If you don't have like a day and a half off with no distractions, don't even bother putting it in.
My girlfriend my best friend's mom loved that movie to death, and I've never watched one all the way through because I can't sit and watch it for like
8 hours.
Yeah, how long is that?
Like each movie is like 3 hours long.
what was it?
My mom likes it so much she went and bought the extended versions.
You wouldn't believe some of the shit that they Nostalgia Critic did this one countdown called Top 10 11 Dumbass Things from Lord of the Rings.
That was fucking awesome.
What was it? Say the name again.
Top 10 11 Dumbass Things from Lord of the Rings.
Top
It's just
10, 11?
no top 11. That's what
I thought he's like top 10, 11.
The top 11 dumbass things from Lord of the Rings, and there's one scene.
There must have been one thing they had to get in there to make it 11.
Well, he always does 11.
Oh,
that
okay.
count. No.
Oh, okay.
One of the things is, you guys remember Saruman? Was it Saruman the Grey from the second one?
Saruman.
You don't remember what happened to him afterwards? He's just on top of the tower by the end of the second one.
Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee. Yeah.
And you don't, because I've only seen it the theatrical versions. I've never seen any cut scenes.
My mom let me borrow the extended version, and I just watched. It gives you a choice to watch the theatrical or extended. I just watched theatrical. I'm not going to sit there and watch it for 4 hours instead of 3.
What they cut out was at the beginning of the third one. They caught him on the top, and what's his name threw him down, and he died. And I'm like,
they never showed
the
that.
Nostalgia Critics like, why the hell they cut that out? They were like,
how long of a scene was it?
Like 3 minutes.
Oh, why cut that out? Cut something else. You know what?
It was
there were times where they were just fucking walking. Cut 3 minutes out of that.
Or remember the 10 endings to the third one? You could cut out one of those endings. That would have been fine.
One of the things that he said on, I just want to throw this out there, on top 11 dumbest things, is how Legolas could just ended it by himself.
Yeah, well,
Legolas just kills everything.
Who is the dwarf from the Lord of the Rings?
Shit.
It's something with a G. I can't believe I forgot his name, because I'm not big into fantasy, but I love those
dude
movies.
with the axe. That's what I find.
Dude with the axe.
So on the dude's countdown, he does this thing where the one was that dwarf was just so goddamn stupid and ridiculous. He didn't seem he could do anything right. He's like, and then Legolas. You know what? He could have just won the war on his own. He could just ended it on his own. He was just so damn perfect. They're
like what he said, where he takes on where they're all like the big war happens and they're fighting all the orcs, and he goes, "Oh, Legolas, go kill that giant ass elephant real quick." Oh, fuck
it still counts as one.
That's the dwarf, right?
Yeah.
What's the dwarf's name? Do you know?
That I don't know.
That's what we were trying to.
Because I can't. John Rhys Davies.
Gimli. No.
Gimli.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, they said they made Gimli
It's Gimli.
Gimli. They made Gimli such a doofus that, he was a laughing stock.
Why did that guy play him? That guy's an awesome guy.
Why did they make him a goofball? It's Orlando looked cool.
Orlando Bloom.
And he's John Rhys Myers.
John Rhys Davis. He was in Indiana Jones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never saw any of them.
Did you see Crystal Skull?
Nope.
You never seen any of the what the fuck?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I loved them all, man. Even the Crystal Skull one.
Oh god, that would piss me so much.
Dude. One of my favorite things in movies is callbacks.
Uh-huh.
And when they make references to other movies.
Mm-hmm.
And did you ever see The Marine?
Oh,
with
John Cena.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Patrick.
Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick was in it. And the John Cena is chasing them in a cop car, and they're shooting at him out the back window. And this made the whole movie for me. They're shooting at him out the back window of their SUV. Robert Patrick's driving, and the guy's shooting. He's like, man, this guy just won't stop. He's like the Terminator. And from the back seat, they shoot the camera towards the front, and you see the rearview mirror, and you see Robert Patrick look up in the mirror. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. And when actors look at the camera, to me, those things, callbacks, references to other movies that an actor was in. But in Crystal Skull, there's a callback to Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, really?
In the beginning, when they're in that big warehouse. And did you see it?
Yeah.
They're in the big warehouse, and they're driving through fast trying to get away, and they hit a bunch of crates.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember at the end of Lost Ark, they got the Ark of the Covenant in a box, a big wooden crate, and they're pushing it into this big warehouse. That's the end of the movie. It's a long shot of them pushing it down a hallway, like a just warehouse full of crates, and they turn a corner, and it's gone. Well, in Crystal Skull, they hit a bunch of crates, and as the thing's still going, the camera pans back a little bit, and there's a box ripped open, and there's the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is Crystal Skull the one where he survives a nuke inside a refrigerator?
They nuke the fridge.
They nuke the fridge.
Well, as soon as they shut it, you see it says, contains lead. So you know he's going to survive. but what's funny... What's funny
Lead will
is
protect you from anything. Superman can't see you, and you can survive a fucking nuke.
But if you watch it, that refrigerator gets thrown, and he just tumble. It just rolls. How the fuck did he get out of there without getting a scratch, a bump, a bloody nose, a busted eye, a broken rib, an arm? I mean, and he gets out, and he's like, damn, and he sees the mushroom cloud, and he's fine. Yeah, that's a little hard.
What about the radiation
from that area? Well, back then they didn't know it was going to hurt you.
They didn't know it was going to hurt you till hills have eyes.
Japan knew it would hurt you.
Oh, to Tsunami.
We're not going to make it on our trip home today, Jake. We're going to die. A lightning bolt's going to hit us.
Well, you had some topics that you want to talk about with 15 minutes to go.
Well, I was thinking about talking about team-ups and verses. Because there's, of course, a lot of...
Well, speaking of team-up, real quick, the 1966 Batman, there was a team-up of Batman and the Green Hornet in the old 66 Batman series.
I would have killed to read that.
No, this was the TV show.
Oh, I would have killed to see that.
Well, you will be able to read another version of it because they are making two people, Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman, are writing. Actually, it comes out in May. A team up of Batman, 1966 Batman, and 1966 Green Hornet.
Oh, wow.
Are joining together, and it's like 4 or 5 books or something like that.
That'd be cool to read.
But it comes out in May.
Cool.
So,
I'd like to see Batman team up with the Shadow. I think that'd be interesting.
I don't know the Shadow.
The Shadow, there was an Alec Baldwin movie.
Yeah, that part I know, and I don't think I've seen all of it or any of it.
The Shadow, it was a comic / also a radio program. And basically he's able to make people, see certain things and that use like the power of manipulation. And he's always got this red scarf over his face and he's carrying 2 guns. And he was obviously a character of World War II because he's running around usually fighting the, Japanese.
Yeah.
But, and just imagine if, in a Bond-like way instead of like a Captain America-like way.
Yeah.
He's, kind of like an agent.
And he's got like the big fedora and the trench coat and all that. Yeah.
Seeing Batman, because Garth Ennis did a run of the Shadow that was pretty good. Seeing Batman with a Shadow would be cool.
That would be neat. I think so. I think Iron Man, the Hulk. Never mind. Trying to make a bad joke. Iron Man, the Hulk, Captain America. I think they should all join forces.
You should have Thor in there.
Yeah. And Black Widow.
Oh yeah.
There's
I don't like what they did to her hair in the new Avengers movie.
The new trailer
Scarlett
for
Johansson.
Captain America, or
where it's all like fucking.
It's just straight.
I'm fine with it. Look, here's the thing.
I like curly
Honest
hair.
truth, though. Who the hell's going to kick Scarlett Johansson out of bed?
I don't think anybody will. I mean, that's a very short list.
It's a very short list.
But besides the fact that she is attractive, she's a fucking badass in those movies.
Oh yeah, she is. She's sweet. She's a good actress.
The Avengers.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I didn't know anything about her or what's the other kid,
Hawkeye.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about them. And they show her getting tortured or interrogated in the beginning. And she makes reference to she's interrogating them, but she's tied up in a chair.
Yeah.
And then they show the way she gets out of that chair. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
man, she's a fucking badass. She's gonna fucking kill
She's
somebody.
gonna have her own movie.
I don't know.
She should.
That would be.
She has her own comic series.
Or at least have her.
Well,
and, like,
her
Hawkeye.
and Winter Soldier have teamed up. I think they have her with her own comic series.
Do you know anything about Winter Soldier?
I can give you the ending of the story real
That's
quick.
okay.
It's Bucky.
Whoa. Yeah, but that I know. I heard about that already, and I'm thinking, how the hell is he there? And he's not like 200 years old, or not that old, but 90 years old.
Well, he's
Did he take the same shit that?
no. Russians got a hold of him and just mechanically fucked him. They, put robotics into him.
I know where your mind went.
They put robotics into him because he's got a mechanical arm. They experimented on him.
It's Bucky.
But that's another character who he's awesome. He's an awesome character. I'd
Why
love to
is
see
he
him.
called the Winter Soldier? Do you know?
Oh, because he's a Russian agent.
'Cause
Oh,
it's
really?
cold.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'd love to see him and the Red Hood throw down. That would
Red
be
Hood.
Yeah.
I mean, is the Red Hood in anything?
He's in that Batman. Well, he's in the Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Is he in any live action movies?
No,
He needs to be.
How they portrayed the Red Hood in the Joker's origin in Killing Joke? I like they need to use that origin.
Well, have you ever seen Batman Under the Red Hood, the animated movie?
I think I haven't.
You need to watch it.
I wanted to read the book first.
The book is great. Here's the thing. That is one of the things that they got a hold of. That they took almost 80% of what was in the books.
Yeah, they did that shit with Year One.
Yeah, they took almost 80% of it, and the 20% that they didn't do was the shit that you're like, I'm glad they left that out, because basically how Jason Todd comes back in the original is Superboy hits a timeline, punches a timeline. No, let's not think too much about this.
Wait,
Brings him back.
isn't Superboy the one?
It's Superboy Prime.
Yeah, he's the one who didn't
Adam's
he punch
favorite.
a guy? Didn't he punch a guy out of reality or something crazy bullshit like that?
It's shit.
Yeah, he punched a
What?
guy like out of
But-
reality. He's just-
Basically, they did
So
that.
he killed him.
no, he never existed.
What?
How Stalin-esque. But they basically, he punches a timeline. He comes back to life. He's mentally fucked up. They throw him in the
You
Lazarus
lost
pit.
me at punching the timeline.
Well, they took the punching the timeline out of the actual
Out of the
movie.
good.
It's like, oh, okay, cool. That's
If you watch Year One, watch the movie and go through the pages as you watch it. I mean, it's almost shot for shot,
when you're taking
and
the,
it's awesome.
when you're taking the few good things that Frank Miller has done, you better do it page for page, because there's not that much material.
The same thing with Dark Knight Returns, except there's they moved a couple things around.
Yeah,
But that's understandable.
yeah. Dark Knight Returns was great.
The movie,
Oh yeah.
It was all right.
Who else?
fuck
would-
you.
I'm kidding.
There's
to me, that's the best Batman movie that's ever been made.
what you need a good book. You need to read.
Even better than Batman and Robin.
What? No fucking way. Fucking-
a good fight book, because at one point I got both these series. Was Punisher versus Bullseye. That's awesome.
Bullseye is Colin Farrell's character.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Only he's
I
pretty
really
much,
liked him in that. That was so
the
awesome.
that book, you'll like him even more in that, because he's way more crazy and unhinged in that.
Who is it again?
Punisher versus Bullseye.
Okay.
And then there's Punisher versus Daredevil. Punisher versus Daredevil is awesome. It's called Means and End. Basically, Daredevil has
Don't tell me who wins.
no one wins. No one
okay.
ever wins in these
It's like the
situations.
Jason versus Freddy movie. Nobody
Yeah.
won.
Yeah, because they're not. We just want to see them fight. If we
Yeah.
have a clear victor, then someone has.
Everybody's
to
got
die.
it in their head like, what if these two fight? And Jason and Freddy. I mean, come on.
Why'd they pick those? I could if they did Jason and
'Cause they did it,
Michael Myers.
If they threw Pinhead in there, he would win within 5 minutes.
Well, first of all, no shit.
Chains.
Whoa,
Get them.
wait. Whoa. Freddy, I think Freddy could take on Pinhead.
No, I think Pinhead could. Whoop
I
his
think
ass.
Freddy could take him.
But
Pinhead.
Look, here's the reason.
Freddy is a nightmare. He's not real.
Freddy also got his powers from a demon. he got his powers from hell. Pinhead is hell. It's like
So Freddy got his powers from Pinhead.
If they team up, we're fucked.
yeah. But means an end. Basically, Kingpin's been arrested and he's gone down, and his old lackey Hammerhead is teamed up with.
Now, is Kingpin black in the
No,
books? Okay.
No.
They still couldn't have picked a better person.
Oh yeah.
I would watch
What's
that.
the same with Samuel Jackson?
Didn't he die?
Right? Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Clark Duncan.
that's-
There's a series of audiobooks that I've listened to, and there's a character his name is Stokely Jones. And every time that character was in the book, which he was in all of them that I listened to, that's who I pictured, Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh, it's
Because they always described him as being as big as a house. I mean, and Michael Clark Duncan, there's nobody else as big as he is, I don't think.
yeah, he's a big motherfucker.
Yes, he's a huge motherfucker.
Well, the Great Khali's probably much bigger than him, just taller. But
Or the Big Show.
yeah,
What about
but
that one black actor? What's his name?
Ving
Terry
Rhames.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews is big, but not Michael Clark Duncan big.
yeah.
Ving
Rhames is not that
Rhames
big.
might be closer to the size of Michael Clark Duncan than.
But he's more of a bad
Terry
motherfucker than
there
big.
was some kind of rumor or something that Terry Crews might play somebody.
Really?
I love Terry Crews.
Terry Crews is a
Did you
shit.
see The Expendables?
Yeah.
Oh man,
He's
that,
hilarious.
That
One,
gun.
all you need is that one scene where he walks down the hallway with the what was the
And he
AA-12.
wasn't even hardly in the scene. You just see it from down the hallway. You see people flying through the opening.
He walks down there with the AA-12 and just blows.
Is that a
people
real
up.
gun?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Is
a
it
real gun.
really?
It's a
Yes.
real
Oh.
shotgun machine gun.
But there was something on Twitter I saw that he might play some comic book character in some
Black
movie.
Panther? What? I went straight for Black Panther.
I can't remember who it was.
Luke Cage?
Yes, Luke
That would
Cage.
be good.
That
I'd
would
go
be
see
good.
that any day of the week.
Hell yeah!
So Luke Cage, the only Luke Cage I know is from Ultimate Spider-Man, the cartoon, and he's younger in that. So you guys being big fans of that, can you see him being Luke Cage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's sure got the build.
Yeah.
There was a good team up with Luke Cage and Iron Fist. They were together for a while. They were like a team.
Well, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Nova, Spider-Man, and the girl, I can't remember her name.
Miss Marvel.
No, it was she's a white tiger or something.
Yeah, White Tiger.
Yeah.
That's her name.
White Silver Sable?
No,
No,
White,
it's White
Tiger.
Tiger.
White Tiger. Oh.
Black
Black Cat?
It's fun.
They're all a team up in the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Nick Fury's in it.
Did you see the episode where Deadpool was in it?
Yes.
And he was like, he said trap.
Fucking love
I like Deadpool.
I love Deadpool.
I mean, they've had Hulk and Captain America. Wolverine showed up in one of them in the yellow spandex. And
what the fuck is that not superpower? He just breaks the fourth wall. That's his superpower. That's great.
who?
Fucking Deadpool. That's his superpower. He breaks the fourth wall.
I remember Adam was playing the Deadpool game on the Xbox.
Fucking love that shit.
Oh,
I haven't played it.
I had
man.
me in
I wanna
stitches
play
at
it
certain
so
points.
Oh my god.
I want to play it so
love that.
bad. Did they have it for PS3?
I think so.
Yeah.
I gotta find that. I gotta use.
I got a
store and
Sega
find
now. Genesis.
it. Do you really?
Yes.
That's
Nintendo
awesome.
64 is better.
Look.
When he talks, all he does is try to piss people off. This is better. Never seen any Indiana
By the
Jones
way,
movies.
when you said The Dark Knight Rises was the best Batman, no.
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 Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight
Dark Knight
Returns.
Returns. No, it was Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
No.
Yes.
Have you seen
wasn't.
Batman Mask of the Phantasm?
Yes.
It's fucking amazing.
That movie's great.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's better.
Dark Knight Returns is better.
But no.
Yeah, fuck off. Go fuck yourself.
I would gladly if you just admit.
Oh, speaking of fucking yourself.
No, I can't.
So
I
there's-
can't do it.
There's this.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of self-sex, there's if you ever read Preacher, there's this character in Preacher. He's a sheriff. The preacher has, and I'm just bringing this up because this sounds funny. Well, the preacher has the ability to tell people to do something, and they'll do it because he's got the word of God. So he tells this sheriff to go fuck himself. So what the sheriff does is hacks off his own
Oh
hoo-ha
my
and puts
God.
it in his ass. You don't see it, but they
Oh.
reference it.
You have a general idea what's going
Yeah.
on.
Well, the guy ends up killing himself
Is
because
that
he
the-
sodomized himself.
Is that the book that you were talking about upstairs before we came down here?
Yes. That they're going
Bunker?
to find some. No, the bunker is a different one. I haven't even read the issues yet.
I mean, just the concept. Explain the concept again.
So I walked
that
into,
that sold me. I want to
Yeah.
know what it's called, and I want to find it.
It's called the bunker. I got the first 2 issues. I was going around, and I usually read more non-Marvel and DC stuff
Now,
as of
the
late.
title is The Bunker.
Yes.
Okay.
And basically, I walked in, and the owner of Pack Rat Comics is standing right by me, and he's like, he makes a suggestion. He's like, "Oh, you need to read this. It's called The Bunker." I'm like, I'm obsessive when it comes to my comics. I have to get the story from the beginning to the end.
That's me.
You know, I'm
That's
like,
why
I will.
get trades.
I'm like, I will if I can get issue 1. He's like, oh, we have issue 1. So he tells me the plot. He's like, these 5 friends are gathering stuff to put in a time capsule and bury it. Well, after they bury it, they come across this bunker. And this is just really cliff note of what he said. They come across this bunker with like a time capsule in it. They open it, and it's all letters that each one has written himself in the
See,
future.
That is confusing because there's a time capsule there from the future, but yet they're in the past,
Yeah.
getting ready to bury a time capsule.
But
I've got a headache now.
they,
But it still sounds awesome.
But each one of them wrote themselves a letter, and in that letter, they pretty much said that the world's ending and everything's going to hell, and that those 5 guys are the reason for it. So they're all trying to figure out what happened
Yeah.
from then on.
And does it?
slept
Do
with
you
the
know
wrong
if it
chick.
explains it
No, I have no idea.
in the letters?
I have no. All I know is the concept that he told me. I'm like,
Have you
okay.
started to read them yet?
No, not yet. I gotta finish up Preacher, War, and the Sun before I touch those 2 guys, and I got a bunch of back issues of The Darkness that I gotta finish up. And like,
You
I
talking
just
about the one that was based off that I played that game off of.
yeah, one of the most violent video games ever.
It wasn't that violent.
You know, it's pretty violent.
It was not that violent.
But
Grand Theft Auto?
No, that's just plain.
that's
fun.
just crime.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just
just
plain fun.
hilarious.
That shit.
My goal on there is always to get the cops to chase me.
Well, as
you know
soon
what
as you walk out, you exceed your goal.
I mean, as soon as I walk out, I look for a cop car, and usually there's one always there by the hospital when I die, and I'll try to steal the cop car. Usually, you try to steal the cop car, and the door's locked. So I'll either shoot the cop through the window, or I'll just steal the car in front of him, or I'll just start firing my gun and be near a car. I've waited for the cops. Like, I'll shoot a gun like right next to them since I know the door's locked, and then they'll get out of the car, and I'll get out, get them out of my way and get into their car, and automatically you have 2 stars, and the cops are relentless.
Oh, my favorite. Are you talking about 5?
Yeah,
All right. If you
on
play
all
4
of them.
Hey, no, listen.
All
if you
of
play 4, the cops are like, "Hey, quit it." But then when you play 5, it's like fucking robot. All of them are RoboCop trying to hunt you down. They will fucking knock you
Dude,
off. Like,
I
fuck
think
you. I'm like, oh shit.
I think Vice City, the cops were more relentless than any other game.
Oh my god.
But
you're
like GTA 5, the technology's better, so they. I don't know how to explain it, but they can come after you harder. But in Vice City, I mean, you think you're free and clear, you're blazing down a road, woo, 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 whipping in and out of traffic, boom! From one side, a cop T-bones you.
You know what really fucking sucks? In 5, I was driving. I was like trying to get away from the cops. I thought I'm all clear. Fucking helicopter comes and knocks me off a bridge. I'm like, what the?
I didn't.
What the fuck? What the?
I usually try to steal something that flies, and then
Oh, we always attack the military base. Steal jets.
on 5,
Yeah,
where's it at?
it's
We're talking about where's it at?
it's on the left hand side. If you just go up that road, you'll see like the base. And the best way to get in there is if you go on one of the sides and you drive a car and you can ramp up
Oh,
there.
that's the airport.
No, not down at the bottom, but like it was like a bit more up above halfway on the map.
Okay, on the left side.
On the
I'll
left
have
side.
to go fire that up and look.
I'll fucking show you. Oh, it's awesome because we always jump up there in the cars and try to steal jets before the tanks come out and wreck our shit. Because you can't beat a tank when you're in a jet. You're just like, you start to take off. He's like, nope, fuck you, blow up. He's like, oh shit.
Get in the air, then take them out.
It takes about 40 missiles to kill one tank, and at that time they already have other jets.
That's
chasing
when you
down.
just stay away from the tank and you outfly the jets.
I love
Take
it.
them to the deck, and then pull up, and they're dumb enough to land in the water.
Yeah, they are.
I've been chased by many a cops, and I will jump into the water, and they will follow me.
I love how fucking they will. They're so unrelentless. They will kill themselves trying to get.
Yeah, as soon as they fall in the water, you see them floating. They're dead. Did you have any more team ups you wanted to talk about?
Not really.
They need to make a game. I'm sorry, fucking like GTA, but like, fuck, like certain superheroes, like either DC or Marvel, but like when you're the villains, you could literally just go out and fucking kill people.
Just do the Zod Superman fight in the game. Just destroy buildings and everything. That'd be awesome.
Wait, where is a Superman game?
I don't know.
That I heard. I can't wait for a new fucking Batman. That's gonna be fucking awesome.
What, the Batman Superman team up?
No, the Batman video game that's coming out.
Oh, is that
Knights.
Arkham? Oh, for PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it only a PS4 game?
No, it's a PS4. I think it might be the Xbox 360 and Xbox One, like all those.
Yeah.
Those, I think it is, but I can't wait for that. I also can't wait for the fucking movie. The Batman.
Yeah, me neither. Alrighty. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up then. So, anything else you guys got? Nothing?
Did I talk enough for you this time?
Yes, you did. You did. You spoke more than 3 words. All right. Well, with From the Monkey Basement, I'm Mike Mann.
I'm Kane Kraft.
I'm Chris Sherrod.
And we're gone. Scooby-Doom! Are you craving more From the Monkey Basement? Go check us out at fromthemonkeybasement.podomatic.com, where you can like, comment, stream, download all of the episodes. And for all of you that use iDevices, you can find us on iTunes as well. Go like the From the Monkey Basement Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at From the Monkey. And if you don't like filling your phone with all of those downloads, you can check us out on the Stitcher Radio app.